Hi, everybody, and welcome to Faces of Our Town, where we interview people who are the faces of our town. And today we are talking with Mr. Ben Christian, and he is a member of a host family for something called Education First, and wanted to hear a little bit about you.
Well, I found out about the program about last year because my mom's best friends with Gail Gresham, and we decided to help her out and take 3 guys, and it's been pretty awesome. 3 best friends, brothers almost, like, into the family for the summer, which
Well, now tell me a little bit about the experience. What happens? What do you actually do?
well, I pretty much just live my life, do what I normally do during the summer, hang out with friends, and then just had 3 new friends and almost like brothers in the house for a few weeks.
So then you would say that this program brings people from another country here, not just for education, but to just hang out and be part of your family then, right?
Yes, definitely.
Huh. And what's that like?
It's very interesting and not boring at all, because Atascadero, there's not too much to do in this small town, but then when all these foreign kids come over, it sure brightens up the whole town.
Yeah, and so it's almost like what, adopting?
Yep, it's just like
Someone in your
adopting.
family?
Yeah, I've never really had a brother before, and then I got 3 of them for the summer, which is an experience.
Now, where were they from?
I had 1 from Russia, 1 from Germany, and 1 from France.
Wow. And did you have to learn how to speak all those languages?
Oh, definitely not. They all knew English pretty well to communicate. Some better than others, but which was great because I feel if we had, let's say, 2 from Germany, they would be speaking German the whole time to each other, and I would feel left out.
Right.
But then Gail did the matching, and she's great at matching up guys, and 3 from different countries helped out, and we all just spoke English to each other.
So you really don't have to be that fluent, right?
No, not at all, because they come knowing English pretty well.
Now, were you a little bit scared of that kind of situation, or?
I was a little worried that it would take away from my summer, or kind of you have to share your house with 3 more people. But it was better because they shared the chores. They actually created better experiences, and they're like 3 friends always at my house to hang out with.
Well, we're going to be doing that ourselves for the first time this year. So what would you tell us to prepare ourselves for something like that?
Prepare yourself to have a teenage son or daughter, that's well behaved.
What are some of your best experiences? Maybe tell us a couple of stories about that.
Well, one night we had a bonfire at my house, a little fire in the backyard. Invited friends over. We all just chatted with each other. My friends got to know the guys, and one of them was kind of shy, so he just hung out in the house, which was fine. He's doing his own thing. And then the other 2 wanted to hang out with us and just spend each night hanging out.
Okay. Now, did you get to go to the beach or anything?
Oh, yeah, we went to the beach. We went bowling.
And do you still see any of these, or stay in touch with any of these kids that came to visit?
Yeah, with technology these days, you can send a picture to him like that, and he'll get it, and just send pictures back and forth, or talk over Facebook.
So you see these people, or communicate with them all the time?
Yeah, one of them more than the other 2, but yes,
Interesting.
We continue to chat up, and actually one of them's coming back. We're actually picking him up, the guy from France, tonight. He decided to come back, and not with EF this time, but on his own. But he will also be joining up with the 2 guys we get this year.
Interesting. How now? How many of these experiences have you had? Was that your first, the last time?
Yeah, last year's was the first we've had.
Now, if your parents had never done this before and you knew about it, what would you tell your parents?
It would be a little tricky because they might not want to have more kids in the house eating up their food, but at the same time, you'd explain to them they'd be just as well behaved as me, and we'd all do chores, and you'd make new friends, almost like new sons and daughters.
Yeah. So then what a kid coming from, say, like France, they would probably have more in common with you than with your parents. So it's probably a bigger experience for you being involved, right?
Yes, probably because of the how kids talk to each other. We just communicate easier, and they're always the parent figure, but at the same time, they're a little more, they communicate more with the parents because they're not actual father-son or mother-daughter or something.
Now, we've talked a lot about what it does for them, right? They acquire American culture and appreciate it. What did it do for you?
Well, it opened my eye up to to how big the world is and how learning a new language can help so much, and it made me want to learn more languages, which is a difficult task, but I could imagine hanging out with all those kids that all spoke French. It would be nice to know French more, and it opened up new houses I can stay at in Europe, which I hope to do soon.
So you don't have those pesky hotel bills to pay then.
Exactly,
right?
yeah. And it would almost be like switching off, and I'd be living at their house almost with an EF program, but by myself at the same time.
Now, are you planning on visiting Europe?
I hope so, yes. Next summer, I hope to.
Now, before this happened, were you thinking of traveling, or was this something new for you?
I actually got done traveling through Europe right before the guys came, and that way I had been to Paris, and I was talking about Paris with the French guy, and I always want to travel. That's one of my passions in life, is traveling, and having these guys come over and talk about their countries really really inspires me to travel even more.
Did their English improve?
At the end of the weeks, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say it did improve, and they became more fluent in American slang of the terms that we use that aren't so like edgy of English words.
Yeah, yeah.
Straightforward, you know.
Good old slang.
Yep.
Rather than the book learning.
Yep, and definitely California slang.
Yes,
for sure.
We do. We have a strange way of speaking, don't we?
Yes. They say our accent is our slang words we use rather than how we pronounce words.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I've always wondered.
Yeah, because they have and on the East Coast there's a lot more accents from different, you know, everybody coming over to New York City and whatnot.
Right. Now, this is an international sort of program, correct? They do this more than just in the Central Coast.
Yeah, and one guy had actually done this before, but he had gone to, he went to Florida, to Orlando, and then he had the choice of either doing that again or coming over here, and so he decided to come over here.
And I'll bet you which side he preferred.
Oh, he's the guy from France that's coming back this year
to this
place again. So
that's great. Yeah,
that's the answer.
Well, you know, and I think any kids that come this way are pretty lucky because we have a great lifestyle here, and it's a little slower way of life. And now, if you were going to try to convince somebody to sign up for this program, and I think what you do is pretend that person is right there. What would you tell that person to convince them that the worthiness of this program?
I'd probably have to say, if you want to meet new people, create bonding moments with people that will become so close to you that they're almost like father or son, or son or daughter, then you should try this program out, and it'll turn your summer into one of the best ones you've ever had.
Well said, Ben. It's great to have you. Thank you for coming. And we will be seeing you again, I hope, on Faces of Our Town. We use the facilities of Cherent Ranch, and we're going to make a regular feature of this. Try to subscribe to us, and we will always have something interesting, I promise. So thank you, Ben.
You're welcome. Thank you.